Here's 7D here to bring you the grand finals of Brawl doubles here at SKTAR 3. ADHD and Nairo versus Mew2King and Ally. Teams have been selected. It's Diddy Kong and Meta Knight versus Snake and Meta Knight. ADHD and Nairo, of course, being the favorites to win here, having more victories. But Mew2King and Ally are not a stranger to winning in this tournament. So let's find out who's going to take it today.
And of course, you got Mew2King and Ally coming from the losers bracket,
right,
meaning that they will have to win 2 best out of 5 sets in order to take the tournament. Meanwhile, ADHD and Nairo only have to win 1. This is definitely going to be an interesting set. These guys, I'd say these are the 2 most dominant teams throughout Brawl's history. Mew2King, Ally, and ADHD Nairo. I don't think anyone has really taken it to the level that these guys have in terms of synergy, in terms of overall game smarts, in terms of individual player talent. These guys are absolutely unmatched, so this is probably as good as it gets for Brawl doubles here.
Whenever I look at this matchup on paper, I always want to favor Mew2King and Ally because I see the Diddy Kong being a weakness in doubles, but ADHD's double prowess arguably, extends even beyond what he's capable of in singles. This looks like we're having a quick reset here.
Yes, absolutely. ADHD defying all sorts of theory craft and tier lists with picking Diddy Kong and making it to the top of literally every doubles tournament ever.
Exactly.
I think these guys have lost maybe only 2 or 3 tournaments since Apex 2013.
I remember that they were on a phenomenal win streak for over a year at one point.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
Untouchable. And we're quite obviously not going to Final Destination for the first game, it appears, or maybe there's something that has to be changed before.
All right, the match is in fact getting underway right now. ADHD spawns in the corner, backed to the wall by Snake. It looks like Ally missed inputs in F-tilt. Not sure what that was supposed to be. Probably an F-tilt.
Now Diddy Kong has both of his bananas out, making him much more threatening, as you see right there.
He's able to just go in and approach without any fear.
And also, his opponents have to fear when they approach him, because that is the best out-of-shield option in the game, is item throw / glide toss. And Diddy Kong able to produce items whenever he wants, items that not only are throwable out of shield and a great coverage option, but also lead directly into his combos to follow.
Exactly. Right now, Nairo has a lot of pressure on Mew2King. Mew2King showing great DI, so he manages to hang in the game, but Nairo is not letting up. In fact, it looks like Nairo just wants to be past Snake so that he can kill Mew2King. Mew2King does have him off the stage now. He's racking up some counter percent, and Nairo SDs. ADHD trying to get a peanut over there, a banana not in time. So he ends up trading the stock that he had the advantage on. He can't be too satisfied about that, but if he keeps it up, it won't matter too much. Meanwhile, Ally off the stage, getting pressured by ADHD. There he goes. ADHD takes the stock. Mew2King, very brave Tornado. Definitely wouldn't have gone with that one. ADHD sitting in the middle of 2 bananas, was not afraid of Tornado. And Mew2King takes quite a bit of damage, all the way up to 66% on second stock. ADHD playing very tanky.
That reverse banana pull off the stage, so useful for recovery. Especially against Snake, who can't really navigate too well around stuff like that. Just had to take it on his shield, and it allowed ADHD to get back on. But he did take the stock loss for it anyway. Wow.
That was a brilliant line by Mew2King there, getting the forward throw onto both players, then doing cross-up roll up air off the stage. Nairo trying to figure out if he can get a gimp on Ally. Ally is too familiar. He will almost always go for the instant jump and then recovery. Both Meta Knights dropping a stock, and that puts Red Team in the lead as ADHD is beating Ally by about 70%.
And right now, Ally with his back to the wall here at the corner, kind of in a tight spot. Even though he still has 2 stocks remaining, he's well within kill range for anything off the stage. Snake, despite being really heavy, is still very susceptible to getting caught up in between 2 or even 3 characters, and sometimes his own projectiles.
ADHD employing the use of rapid jab to get out of Snake's pressure. That move does have an SDI multiplier, and Mew2King is ended by a forward air from Nairo in the corner of the stage. Ally concedes. Game 1 already over, and now Mew2King and Ally 2 games away from losing the tournament, and ADHD and Nairo will be crowned the SKTAR 3 doubles champions for Brawl.
Both of these
Ally probably looking to switch to Wario here. He maybe didn't feel like he had enough impact in that game, even though I do think it was Mew2King straight up getting bodied by Nairo was the problem that set. I think the keys to them winning this match is to figure out a way to control Nairo while not falling prone to all of ADHD's traps. Also, quite a few technical errors coming out from Ally in that game.
Smartly sticks to Snake. I think that was the move.
I also agree. Also agree.
All right, Yoshi's Island, definitely an unconventional stage choice. I don't know like anyone in the entire universe who enjoys playing on this or Lilac Cruise, but I mean, they are still neutral stages in their own respect. And, you know, maybe the terrain messing up Diddy Kong's item angles is what they're going for.
Well, you know, I think it's just the small space allows Mew2King and Mew2King and Ally to help each other a little bit more often. It's very obvious, with Diddy Kong being the mobile character he is, that Nairo and ADHD are almost always able to help each other, but Snake is not always able to get there and help Mew2King when he needs help. I know you often think of the Meta Knight as helping the Snake, but Mew2King is the one who is showing that he needs help in this particular set. So maybe they picked a smaller stage that allows them to A, have the grenade tricks, and B, to also have Mew2King help Nairo. Right now, Mew2King is playing a very, very powerful edge guard game. He has racked up a tremendous lead on red team, has managed to remove ADHD's first stock, very uncharacteristic of ADHD to drop the first stock. He goes in for more pressure, tries to answer back to Ally, who is now in the process of recovering. Mew2King's knocked off stage, and Nairo is applying pressure. This is going to be it for Mew2King's stock. A forward smash. Uh-oh.
Wow,
simultaneous hit with core priority.
Yep.
Poorly spaced that forward smash. That could have been avoided, but it then comes back, hits a straight neutral air to take out Mew2King. ADHD trying to find his way back onto the stage. Falling forward air will do it.
Now, blue team, not exactly solidly in control, but, you know, they're feeling a little comfortable right now. They've got the lead. Pretty much, they just want to take care of ADHD, who's been absolutely, like, on blast this entire match, man. He has not had a moment alone, and wow, no, not a KO. Diddy Kong, a little bit heavier than he looks.
Very greedy by Mew2King right there to go for that up B into the air. He does fall prone, but Ally covers him well, managing to actually negotiate a stock out of it off of Diddy Kong.
Wow, he almost set Ally up into the kill there, but fortunately, Ally's DI is pretty much the best in the business. Again, joining the 200 club.
He finally drops that first stock, and now he's in the process of trying to escape the pressure from ADHD and Nairo. Mew2King gets sent off the board.
Unfortunately there, Ally had an up tilt kill, but he dropped it and accidentally up smashed after dropping his shield.
The keys to the match were preventing Mew2King from getting bullied, and I don't necessarily see that happening. The Yoshi's pick might be paying off, but Mew2King is still not really in a great spot. Nairo.
Oh, Nairo goes for the trade. Oh, but he trades his own stock. That's fine. That's fine.
It's fine. It's completely fine. I mean, now it's a very good game in blue team's favor.
Mew2King with that up air.
Ally was so tanky that was just worth it, and then Ally just takes out ADHD from the match. Nairo is capable of this 2v1, but it's very unlikely.
Getting grabbed at the edge, though, and Mew2King just locking off the option to retreat to the edge. Oh, unfortunately, he drops the sticky there. It wouldn't work anyway out of up throw, so they'd have to go for Tornado or some other way to switch the sticky over to Nairo. Yep. Now
I was really expecting a wake-up attack there from Nairo. I felt it was probably the only option that didn't result in him straight up losing the match there, because this situation is just losing. Putting himself in the corner, he will have he will not have a chance to recover.
And even after that amazing stock trade on Mew2King's Tornado with Shuttle Loop,
Ally just had too much of a health advantage. It was worth it.
Yeah, Snake Man, he's got some high HP. This guy never dies, and especially in teams when he can collide with his partner's body or blow himself up on a stray grenade or crash into some random obstacle, it really keeps him alive longer than normal as well.
Mew2King getting a little impatient. He decides, okay, I've lost. I haven't been able to get this up B twice in a row. And then let's camp him with some grenades.
Yep.
He signals Ally to start throwing the grenades, and it works instantly as Nairo makes a technical error and instant tosses the grenade down instead of back at the Snake, blowing himself up and ending the game. The set count is now 1-1.
2-1, right? No, 1-1.
That was game 2.
I've seen so many matches in the past, like, 40 minutes that it's difficult to keep track of them, but we are 1-1 in grand finals. 2 games will reset the bracket for ADHD and, I'm sorry, for
Mew2King and Ally. ADHD does get the recovery. Mew2King off the stage. Uh-oh, that is not what they want to see. A down smash and a neutral air coming out from red team. Good Tornado.
Yes, lots of damage onto the blue team from there, but no. Wow, Mew2King and Ally
putting in tons of pressure from the air. Complete reversal, well played. Does not win the glide war against Nairo. A little bit too patient there against Nairo, though. That trip will be costly, and there's his stock. I don't know if rolling into Ally was the correct option there. I mean, it's good to go for mix-ups every once in a while, but I think the safer option would have been to just standard wake up or roll away there, and in that case, it was working out for him. He tried to get too smart, and Ally was able to read him because of it.
They're going to have to check this friendly fire, though. Even though they're still, you know, they're looking like they're coming into their own here. Got to make sure that you're absolutely on point. You don't hit your partner, because there's 2 other characters trying to hit your partner as well.
Uh-oh. Nairo will get the other edge.
Ally still living though, 150, almost nothing to Snake.
Excellent DI from Mew2King to actually take out that glide attack. Ally still alive.
Going for some crazy
a very late
up
B there by Nairo. That would have ended Mew2King's stock.
Now, very smart by Ally. He noticed he's at such high percent. He was at such high percent, and ADHD was in the 40s by the edge. He wanted to go off for some high risk, high reward kind of back air into the stage. He went for it. It didn't work out, but even if it resulted in a stock loss for him, he was already in the 190s. ADHD, he could have scraped that stock off real early. That would have been, oh speaking
my gosh,
of,
Nairo.
My God. Blue team looking great.
Nairo's going to probably have to find a GIMP on Ally to bring this game back into favor. Otherwise, we're looking at game 4 already.
And if the trend of this set continues, possibly a second set.
Yeah. Very good.
Great.
ADHD does manage to get the reversal and the turnaround. And then he also manages to trip on Mew2King. Nairo looking for something. Doesn't quite get it.
Finds a forward tilt.
Yeah. ADHD's going to block for a little bit until he can analyze the situation a little bit better. Does manage to throw off Mew2King. Gets a KO on an Ally, but at the cost of his own stock. He could afford that one. Mew2King's hit, and now they're only down by 61. A lot closer than there was 30 seconds ago. Again, a GIMP on Ally would be really good here, but the Meta Knights are fighting each other. Now Nairo has shown that he can out-negotiate Mew2King in the matchup, but he'll have to play smart and safe.
Brilliant forward air right through the top of the tornado. That is indeed his weak point. There's no coverage in the center of Meta Knight's body from above.
I do not favor ADHD in the 2v1 situation at all.
Yeah,
I mean, you almost never favor anybody in a 2v1 situation, but Diddy Kong not especially tactically great here. And there it goes.
Perfect time to grab that edge from Mew2King.
All right.
Going into game 4, ADHD and Nairo definitely don't want to let this bracket get reset, so they're going to be giving it their all. Not that they haven't already, but now they really have the pressure on, because the second set means more time for these kings of the game, Mew2King and Ally, to download them, to perfect their to get their habits down and punish accordingly.
Coming off 2 wins in a row, Mew2King and Ally have a lot of momentum. Can they carry that into a reset, or will ADHD and Nairo come back and bring it into a game 5 on this set?
Now, strictly in terms of the player...
Great pressure by Nairo there.
In terms of the player composition of these teams, we have Mew2King, technical expert and also extremely cerebral. Like, this guy almost follows a flowchart, but without the weaknesses of following a flowchart.
Right.
Meaning that you're predictable and your opponents will quickly guess what you're going to do next. Mew2King is the perfect flowchart, and Ally, also a very cerebral player in his own right. This guy basically plays high-speed chess when he plays Smash. And ADHD, kind of a gimmick master, very solid play all around, but in the right moment, he's going to do something that you never saw coming, and Nairo will just overwhelm you with aggression to make sure that ADHD is in the prime position to catch you off guard.
Absolutely, and these clash of styles is one of the most interesting things to watch when you combine them together all in a doubles format and pair 2 of them against the 2 others. ADHD looking for an out to Mew2King's pressure. He just doesn't want to get gimped. He's at 93. He knows he's the healthiest character on the field. He wants to keep it that way for a little while, and it's not really worth pressure on Mew2King with Ally at the high percent. They'd rather take the stock off Ally, and then together they'll deal with Mew2King.
Oh, an unfortunate drop of the KO. Had an easy banana toss into up tilt follow-up, but Ally again with that accidental up smash, the mortar.
Nairo with some very fast footwork and some excellent swordplay, landing a combo on both opponents at the same time. And then SDs. Fortunately for him, that was his first stock. He could afford to throw that one away. He's lost barely any lead.
Yeah, he was at a very high percent anyway. So not the most heartbreaking thing, but definitely still unfortunate. Nairo landing on the ground with down B. Such a smart move. You can use it to teleport to the ground faster than you would using your fastballs. Automatically refreshes all of your jumps and puts you in a much better position to continue your juggle, because instead of working with maybe 2 or 3 jumps left, you've got 6.
Now, Nairo trying to figure out a way to get this juggle on Mew2King. Goes for the up tilt because it will be a KO.
Oh, that
my
was
gosh,
beautiful.
ADHD dominating the game. Nairo.
That was absolutely gorgeous from ADHD and Nairo. Nairo just holding him in the grab, pummeling him. ADHD passes through with the dash attack, knows at the right moment when he's going to release. Glide toss back, down throw, into forward smash. Absolutely incredible stuff.
Oh my gosh, Nairo controlling Ally. Ally is just going to sit here and block. He doesn't know what to do.
And ADHD coming from the other side, that left-right mix-up.
Little Mac is not until Smash 4, guys. Getting a little ahead of yourselves. There goes Nairo's stock. Not quite. He has Tornado. Pulled it back just enough to get out of the up B range from Mew2King. ADHD getting to the ground.
That was
Blue team is in stage control, but can red team perform the reversal, or blue team manage to convert this into a stock and make up some of their deficit? Right now, they're getting percent racked up on them, and they still have stocks that are moved to tie up the stock count. There goes Nairo's. Is ADHD going to give up his so freely? It looks like yes. He picks an aggressive option.
Yeah. And something we're seeing is Mew2King tornadoing very high, not minding that he has to fall all the way down because Ally can be there to protect him. However, that strategy is not so good against Diddy Kong, who can make you not only take damage, but also trip from a far distance, easily setting up both him and his partner for more follow-ups. I mean, like, the coverage from this team. Diddy Kong looks weak on the surface in doubles, but he does have some really important tools, such as that banana throw from the long distance to punish high retreat attacks like Mew2King's Tornado.
Nairo's getting a little bit impatient. He's thrown a banana at ADHD shield twice in a row. I know they're eager to close out these kills now that they both dropped stocks. They know that at any moment their stocks can disappear. Ooh. And Ally almost ending one there. There could be his stock. Ally's gone. Is Mew2King gone? Great DI. And up air will kill him. There it goes. Down air finishes him off.
We're going to go into
2-2. Game 5. Tournament point for Mew2King and Ally getting knocked out, and ADHD and Nairo becoming the winners of the SKTAR doubles bracket.
Smooth recovery there. I see you. I commend that. That was excellent. Great, great commentary tech skill by Pierce7D right here.
You got an option to
this man's been in the lab, exactly. That Kara throw. And now we are moving into Game 5. Where are we gonna go? I am predicting a fairly neutral stage. The stage list is already pretty conservative anyway.
I have to imagine that Castle Siege was banned, and then that makes me imagine that they're considering a stadium pick. They are going for the port swap here. Very dangerous.
You think the blue team banned Castle Siege?
I think ADHD and Nairo banned Castle Siege.
Oh, okay.
I would not want to fight there against Snake, even with Diddy Kong on my team.
I would not want the blue team, I'm sorry, the red team taking, no, the blue team taking me to Halberd. Mew2King and Ally on that stage would be absolutely ferocious.
Fair point, fair point.
Let's see where
even
they're going to go.
I think as a Diddy Kong, I would rather play, I think I would rather play on Siege than Halberd. I concede to that. I think Halberd is probably the stronger band.
And I would assume that,
but then again,
on principle, the blue team is not going to let ADHD go to Final Destination.
Yeah.
Simply not an option in their eyes.
I agree.
I think we would have already seen it last game as their counter pick if that was an option. So where are we going? Mew2King and Ally deliberating intensely over this.
Stadium and Battlefield looking like possible options. Oh, Halberd is the one. Oh yeah, Mew2King and Ally had the counter pick. So it's between Halberd and Castle Siege. I strongly feel it's going to be one of those two.
And if not, I mean, their options are not exactly vast. They have Pokemon Stadium, which does favor them because, you know, the projectile game is very strong with a wide stage. However, Diddy Kong also benefits from pretty much the same stuff as Snake, Halberd being the one exception. Maybe Castle Siege as well.
Right, exactly. You can see them hovering over these two stages. They're looking at Battlefield a little bit, but I really think it's going to be Halberd or Siege, whichever of the two was not banned. I think it was very interesting that they decided to go to Smashville. Very smart because they wanted to get it out of the way so that if the situation came to be, they could take it there. Lilat was the choice.
I think that's a good choice, for sure.
I don't think it was a bad choice. I don't think it was as strong as the two stages we had previously discussed, but I don't think this is a bad choice at all.
I think this is the only stage, with the exception of Halberd, that favors Snake but not Diddy Kong. Because, you know, Diddy Kong really struggles to recover with the weird angles of the floor and the edges.
That's not something ADHD's traditionally had a problem with.
Well, I feel like it just inherently disadvantages, or is disadvantageous to his character, you know? Regardless of how good he is, sometimes the stage can just do that.
The slopes on the floor do sometimes free you from a banana combo that would have otherwise been fatal or very costly. But outside of that, I mean, Snake in some ways struggles with grenades in a similar vein.
We'll see what these guys make of it. Right now, it's definitely not working out for them.
Yeah, Ally gets very greedy, and it costs him. This is not the time to get greedy. You're at tournament point here.
Yeah, I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt with this unconventional counter pick, but, I mean, especially on Ally's part, it's not working out. We've already seen. And, oh, great smash DI from Ally. That was
some very questionable DI from Mew2King twice in a row. He'll drop there, and then Ally takes a billion damage. ADHD, unfortunately for him, not landing that down smash. And Nairo is willing to simply just take an up air from, Nairo losing track of himself? Not quite.
Nairo looking like the best
And then
teammate to have ever lived. Oh man,
but then bad
78%.
DI, he lost track of himself and then bad DI. That was, it looked plain and simple like a choke.
He lost himself in the moment.
Ally in a very dangerous situation. Mew2King to back him up though. ADHD didn't really put any pressure.
And again!
And then a stock trade there.
Yeah, Mew2King trading, it wasn't really that advantageous for him.
It was a pretty neutral stock trade, yeah. You know, some benefit for Mew2King to stock trade there. I don't disagree with the decision outside of the fact that they're already working from a deficit because of ADHD still being on 3 stocks. And, you know, you mentioned that ADHD was going to be the weak link in this stage, but
exactly. Commentator's choice, man.
It's not showing at all. I do see Ally taking a lot of juggle damage here.
And Ally's off the stage again. Oh, fortunately avoided that peanut. That was a little bit of that edge or a slanted stage working out for him, but nothing particularly monumentous. Takes another banana throw to down smash. Meanwhile, Nairo's struggling to recover from off stage, and Mew2King runs right into
full
his drill rush
on him. Is that Ally stuck? No. Great smash DI. ADHD struggling to end Nairo. He should probably enlist the help. Struggling to end Ally. He should probably enlist the help of Nairo. As Nairo shows up, ADHD does get enough pressure to actually land a kill move.
And the Omni strategy. Wow, this is basically an even playing field. Save a couple % for the blue team there behind. Are we going to see a bracket reset?
Well, we need to see Mew2King eliminated. Even with that happening, Mew2King is at very high %, can die to Meta Knight's F smash or a banana combo into a down smash by Diddy Kong. Keeping these guys separated, not letting Snake and Meta Knight get together.
This is all going to be a function of how much damage Mew2King can cause before going out. Wow, he definitely meant to side B there, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be it though. I don't see Ally getting this 2v1. It's too hard.
His only hope is to knock out ADHD as soon as possible, and he's Super Saiyan right now. Can he do it?
ADHD should just get out of there, but that's not his style.
Foot to the face. And you can't help but think that was a pivot grab there too, not only because it would have been the right move, but because, you know, why would he dash and grab toward the edge like that? That definitely is not an optimal strategy.
Diddy Kong is still not at kill %.
But he is.
Unless
no,
you go
he's
off
living.
The stage. No, that's it.
Yep.
He could put the C4. And what was that all about?
All right, Ally going for pretty much the highest knockback moves he can get.
Never mind, Ally's just still living.
Never count this man out.
2 grenades coming down.
If there's even a slight possibility that he can live, he's gonna, and dies on the jump. All right, ADHD and Nairo take the tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our SKTAR 3 Brawls doubles champion.